Now, I know it was kind of implied that Sonic the Hedgehog actually beat Shadow the Hedgehog in their kind of final battle that occurred in Sonic 3, but I don't agree with that. Just to be completely honest with you, I do not agree that Super Sonic, beats Super Shadow. It just doesn't make sense. And in today's video, I'll be explaining to y'all why exactly I believe it to not make sense. Like, share, and subscribe. As always, comment down below and any thoughts you have about this video. Now, before I get on into the video, let me just state that I'm only going to be using the Paramount live-action adaptations of these characters. I'm not going to be using them from the anime or the cartoons or the games, just the Paramount live-action adaptations of them, and explaining to you all why exactly I believe Shadow should not lose to Sonic. You see, these guys had multiple encounters during their movie. In the first encounter, Shadow defeated the entire team in like 5 seconds. In the second encounter, Shadow and Sonic clashed and, well, Shadow just left while Sonic woke up and found himself chained up, which means after their clash, Shadow just was fine and just chained up Sonic, which proves to him to still be more powerful. And then in the next encounter, Sonic, well, was just easily defeated by Shadow once again. So they had 3 encounters. Before getting the Emerald powers, they had 3 different encounters in this movie, and in those 3 different encounters, Shadow wiped the floor with Sonic and the other characters easily. He absolutely easily wiped the floor with them. That's because Shadow is relative to Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails' levels of speed, but far greater in terms of strength than Sonic, and he's also a lot more skilled than Sonic in terms of close combat, given that he's actually trained in martial arts for some reason. And to top even that off, he just has more abilities than Sonic. He has the ability to teleport as well as produce power greater than even that of Sonic. Power capable of destroying an entire planet, given that that whole death laser that was going to destroy the planet and cut the moon in half was produced by Shadow and the power within him. So he not only has like flying shoes, but he also has the ability to teleport and the ability of overpowering Sonic with just his raw power. And that's why he just absolutely annihilated Sonic in their many different encounters. And then when they get the power of the Emerald, well, they first of all get half-half. They each get half the power of the Emerald, which means they got kind of the same multiplier or amplifier, which means Shadow should still be physically superior to Sonic in terms of physical strength primarily. They should be relative in terms of speed, but Shadow's blatantly more durable and has greater endurance, given the fact that he was able to tank the whole laser that was going to destroy the planet for a lot longer than Sonic, who actually was knocked out by the force of that laser, while Shadow just moved aside and then just went to move the ship away, which proves that he has greater durability and endurance than Sonic. And to top that off, he still has greater combat skills, and he has more abilities now, because now he has the capabilities of producing projectiles, which is something Sonic never showed the capabilities of doing during this movie. I mean, he had reality warping abilities in the second Sonic movie, but that was probably because he had the full power of the Emerald. Without the full power of the Emerald, he doesn't necessarily have those abilities. What Shadow, on the other hand, actually gained more abilities from having half the power of the Emerald, as he gained projectiles on top of his already existing abilities like teleporting, which makes him even more dangerous and even more powerful. Means he should still easily beat Sonic. I don't even think he should really struggle as much as he did, because in the battle Sonic had with Shadow in their final battle with the enhancement of the Emerald, they were actually matching each other up quite well. I think that should not have happened given the massive advantages Shadow had prior to this. He had so many different advantages and he was already beating them base versus base. So in his Super Shadow state, nothing should change. He should still easily be beating them. And technically he did actually defeat Sonic and end up standing above him while Sonic was huffing and puffing, tired already. The only reason he didn't just go for the death blow because he decided to just taunt Sonic and even turned away from Sonic, somewhat lowering his guard and giving Sonic the opportunity of knocking him out, more or less. And that's what allows people to more or less believe that Sonic actually won against Shadow, which is just not possible. Shadow wanted to taunt Sonic, Shadow lowered his guard, turned away from Sonic. Technically speaking, he could even still teleport it away as he saw Sonic coming, but I guess he just didn't expect the attack or something like that, because for the most part, Shadow has always been implied to be superior to Sonic. I mean, in base, he could easily annihilate the entire team, including Sonic, and then in his Super Shadow state, he still technically beat Sonic in this battle, so that shouldn't change. Shadow is still far greater than the power levels of Sonic and easily defeats him in every way. To further emphasize why that is so, well, Shadow had his limiter rings on the entire time. In every battle he had with Sonic, he had his limiter rings on, including the final battle, which implies he still wasn't at his full power, which implies that if he did take them off and fought Sonic with them, then GG's, he wipes the floor with Super Sonic. So yeah, Sonic and Shadow, not at the same level. Shadow should have easily won that battle. Now, I'm sure many people are going to have a lot of comments and thoughts about this. It's completely understandable. If they'll do, please leave them down below. This is MC Info with another MC Clash. I'm out.